Welcome back to the Sports Wrap, joined now by Nick Friar of the New Bedford Standard Times and CSNNE.com, talking Red Sox on their off night. Before we get to their performance on the field, let's talk about some of the off-the-field issues. Pablo Sandoval headed to the DL with a shoulder injury. No one really knows when or even if he hurt the shoulder. Are you buying this actually being an injury or just a way for them to buy some time and just get him out of the media for a little bit?
The one thing that he has going for him, for me to believe him, is the fact that he's already been injured before. He's already dealt with this injury. Mm-hmm. In general, I don't buy it. I think that they're making space. They brought up Rutledge, much more useful for the team. Defensively, much more flexible. And his bat isn't really special, but Sandoval's wasn't really at this point either.
All right, also another move, Christian Vasquez coming up from Pawtucket to Boston. Now we know Blake Swihart has been the catcher. The starter's ERA isn't great. Do you see Vasquez overtaking that job from Swihart?
Absolutely, 100%. It was all just a matter of when Vasquez was ready. Okay. Vasquez is definitely a superior defensive catcher, especially because of his command of calling the game. And I think you're going to see a big difference, maybe not at first, but in the long haul with Vasquez behind the plate.
Is he at the plate, drop off with Swihart? How do you think that plays out?
I think there's a slight drop off with the bat. I mean, he was doing well in Pawtucket.
Right.
But you ask any pitcher, they're not going to care if their catcher can hit. It's not as important as everybody else. If you have 8 guys in the lineup, which right now it seems like the Red Sox do, that can hit well, then you have that one guy, especially if it's the catcher, it's really not a big deal. Yeah,
not since Veritek has there really been stability at the catcher position. And again, Rusney Castillo down to Pawtucket. He was the odd man left out in the outfield. We've talked about this before, his big contract and him underachieving. Will he ever see Boston again this year?
He has to at some point. There's going to be injuries along the way. They're going to need to fill in, and they're going to put him up there. Hopefully somebody will watch him and they'll be like, oh, let's take a chance. I don't see it happening, but you never know. Crazier things have happened.
Okay. Nice start for David Ortiz. He's had some slow starts in years past in April. Do you see him on this farewell tour putting up numbers we've seen in recent memory?
He's going to put up some impressive numbers. I think the average will drop a little bit, but we'll see some more power. He's definitely taken some big hacks. I've seen him step out a lot, trying to rip that ball to right field. So he'll have some numbers go up, some go down, but I don't think that there's going to be a huge fluctuation. He's not going to have a huge drop, but he's not going to go and put up crazy numbers either.
Okay, I think the biggest concern for Red Sox fans is the starting pitching, especially when a guy like David Price loses a game in which they start like the opening day at Fenway. Do you think 2 through 5, the Red Sox are good enough starting pitching-wise right now to get to the playoffs?
Right now, no, especially because Eduardo Rodriguez is not there. When he gets there, 1 and 2, I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
Joe Kelly was a nice step in the right direction last night. Yes, he did throw 116 pitches in 5 innings, but you have to take that as a positive step. You can't just dwell on the negative with him, especially since Clay Buchholz's crumbling under the pressure.
Yeah.
With Kelly, as long as he's mixing his pitches well, I saw him throwing his changeup a lot more, doubling up on it against Chris Davis for a strikeout. Looks a lot better. Looked a lot better last night with Hannigan back there with him too.
All right, a week and a half into this season, give me something that's maybe disappointed you with a player's performance with the Red Sox, or maybe something that's been a pleasant surprise. Has anything stuck out?
Well, the big disappointment has been Swihart. I was very high on him defensively. I thought he called the game a lot better than he is right now. At the end of last season, we weren't seeing the troubles that we were having right now with him, and that's a big disappointment on my end. Hanley Ramirez has been a great surprise. The hustle that we've seen out of him, trying to stretch singles into doubles. Look, it's early in the season. You want to see him trying that kind of stuff.
Right.
If he's getting thrown out once in a while, it's okay. As long as it's not in a scenario where if he's trying to get to third base with 2 outs, that would be stupid.
Right.
But I love the hustle out of him right now.
And he's not botching any fly balls in left like he did last year. All right, Nick Friar, thanks so much for coming in, talking Red Sox. We'll have much more from the Sports Wrap coming up right after this.